Day 7 official weight check-in.
Hey guys, so today is day 7 and I plan on spending most of it chilling in my bed today. Devin took the kids to see his mom for the night last night and he won't be home until later tonight. So I have no obligations to anyone but myself. He even took the dog, so I don't have to walk the dog today. I've mentioned that it's really important to get extra rest when you're fasting. When you are preparing to do any kind of prolonged fast, ideally you do everything you can ahead of time to implement less obligation and stress and requirement in your life. Now, unfortunately, that is not a reality for all of us in the world. Life still goes on while fasting. I would love to be able to be one of the people that can jet off to a yoga retreat and spend a month doing nothing but self-care, but I have a family and they're important to me. So I still have requirements. So today I'm just going to take it easy completely. And I thought I'd talk to you guys a little bit about some of the things that I do to help move these toxins that are being released in my body out of my body. One thing that I've done for years off and on is called oil pulling. And it's an Ayurvedic technique that essentially requires you to rinse your mouth with oil first thing in the morning on an empty stomach and for about 20 minutes, and then rinse your mouth with salt and then brush it all away. I think the original oil you're supposed to use is a sesame, but I use coconut oil and I think that's just fine. I'll put a link in the description below to talk a little bit more about oil pulling. But essentially what it does is it helps bring a lot of the toxins to the surface of your mouth and then you can expel them. I found that it helped me with my allergies, it helped me with hormone regulation, and overall, like an initial noticed reaction to it is the incredible feeling of a really super clean mouth, and it's really good for your oral hygiene. Another very helpful tool is body brushing. And what you do with body brushing is you take a bristled brush and you circulate the skin by brushing it, and it helps bring blood to the surface and opens up your pores more, and it's really amazing for a lot of relief through the skin, and it's actually quite beneficial for cellulite reduction as well. And one of the least sexy but most important toxin removal processes during fasting is enemas. Now, the deal is you're not eating and your body is not pushing a lot of things through the colon. So the colon is where so much, obviously, of our toxins and waste products get stored. So unless you are doing something along the way to help rid those, there can be an extreme amount of die-off effect, which is, again, not something that is appealing to anyone during a fast. There are a number of enemas that can be done throughout the process. I like to do a cleansing enema first, and then follow for a couple of days. I'll do a cleansing enema, and then follow it with a round of coffee enemas, which are incredibly cleansing on the liver. And they also do things like help rid you of ropeworms if you have those. Now, ropeworms, there's a lot of discussion about these things. I am not going to show you any pictures, but you can Google them if you want. Ropeworms are thought to be one of two things. They're either a sort of weird parasite that's anaerobic that travels through your colon by releasing gas bubbles, or they are a buildup of mucoid plaque, which essentially is just a bunch of mucus and waste products and dead parasites and different things. But either way, they're stuck to the inside of your colon if you have them, and they need to go. And a lot of people have noticed, myself included, I have seen these in the past when I have done enemas before, and when they are removed, there is so much instant relief, especially for me in my back. I carry a lot of tension in my back, and when I do these enemas, I get significant relief from that. So that's something that I do daily. I do them before my Epsom salt bath, and it's just part of my routine. So those are 3 really important tools that I use when I am fasting. Another very beneficial tool that I have been blessed to have in my home, it was a donation by Summit to Sea. They donated a hyperbaric chamber to Devon years ago. And I know without question, when I do hyperbaric oxygen therapy, I have headaches go away. I have an increase in my mobility and flexibility and an overall feeling of wellness. So I may do that a little bit later in these videos, and I'll take you down and show you the process of it. And for today, I'm mostly just going to hang out, like I said, and chill in this bed, do a little bit of editing and some work on my project, and probably watch a little bit of my guilty pleasure, Bridgerton. I should read a book, I know. But overall, this is day 7, and I'm feeling pretty good. I don't have a ton of energy, not that I expected to, but I'm not experiencing a ton of die-off effect this time, which is really nice. No headaches other than a brief one that I had on the day 2, I think it was, or day 3 maybe. And irritability, definitely. I've noticed irritability, but that's subsided a lot already. And after my hydrofacial yesterday, I'm getting some stuff coming out of my skin, which is good. It's what we want. And there is some stuff in my mouth happening, which is pretty typical on a fast to have a bit of a white tongue. And that is basically, that could be a couple of things. It could be yeast. It could be just the fact that your tongue has all these different, I think it has like 3 different types of skin cells. Don't quote me on that. And it could just be from a buildup from not actually having food. Chewing food and swallowing food makes those cells go away. But either way, again, the oil pulling and saltwater rinsing really helps with that, and some tongue scraping. So I've actually ordered a tongue scraper, and I'll be implementing that in a couple of days when I get it. The other thing I'm going to do today is my immunoglobulin therapy. So that is what I do every week to help with my primary immune deficiency. And basically, that is a process of injecting immunoglobulins into my body subcutaneously. So I am meant to do this for every week for the rest of my life. Maybe there'll come a day when my immune system decides to really kick into gear and I won't have to do it any longer. I inject 8 grams per week in my abdomen. It can be anywhere, but I choose my abdomen. And what I've noticed is when I put the needles in a certain way and I inject in a certain way, I can give myself what looks like a 4-pack because there is a swelling in the skin. Let me show you pictures after. So this is the product that I use for my immunoglobulin treatment. It is called Hizentra, and it is a blood immunoglobulin product. And essentially, it comes in this syringe, in this 10 ml syringe. So there's 2 mils of actual immunoglobulins, and then the rest is in like a saline solution or something. And how I do it is I have the tube. I have a butterfly needle, which I attach to the syringe. There's a little twisty top there that comes off. And this one had a little twisty top that I already took off, and I just twist them in, and I'm ready to go. Little alcohol swab to prep the surface, some tape to hold the line in place, and I slowly inject it into my abdomen. And it takes about an hour to do my full treatment, I find. And yeah, remove, use some gauze, bandage if necessary. It's just a Band-Aid. So I started that treatment about a year ago, and after a few months I did notice a significant reduction in the number of infections that I was getting. So that is the plan for my day. It is not very exciting, but that is what it is. Have a great day, guys.